Ever since March started learning swordplay from Yan Cheng and Yun Li, her voice has been absent on the Express. I wonder how well she's progressing. Where has she been these days?
There you are. I was looking around before you got here. I already looked everywhere, but March 7th is nowhere to be found. Nope. Let's just assume she successfully skipped class. Actually, she's been quite diligent in her swordplay practice and hasn't taken many breaks lately. I think she deserves a day off. Besides, I used to skip classes even more than her back when I was still learning. If I was in the mood, I could train for 3 days straight. But if I wasn't in the mood, none of my seniors could find me. So, I can understand where she's coming from. No need. I asked you to come, so I won't send you away empty-handed. Since you're here, let me treat you to some tasty food. I'm more interested in you today. Let's walk and talk. Chad told me there's tasty food in Arum Alley. Let's go there. A table for 2, please.
All right, come on in. What would you like?
Well, we'll have one of everything on the menu.
The entire menu?
Do you think it'll be enough? Oh, don't worry. There are 2 of us.
Well, then I'll start making a few dishes, and if you need more, just let me know.
Thank you. Well, to be more precise, I'm interested in your sword. Yan Qing mentioned you before. He said that you're not to be underestimated, and that your weapon has a unique shape. So, I've always been curious about your sword. How the weight is distributed, what material it's made of, whether it contains any special ingenia, and what kind of sword techniques you use. Seriously? A bat? Just the opposite. This is fascinating. So, it really is a baseball bat. Grandpa said that a sword doesn't have to be constrained by its shape, so, in a sense, your bat is a sword too. He also said that a weapon mimics its master, so your bat actually reflects your habits and nature, you know? Let me guess. You're someone who doesn't follow the rules, enjoys improvising, and can handle yourself well against tough foes. Am I right? Oh, really? But I never guess wrong. I've come across so many sword wielders who acted all righteous and moral, but were really just liars. Their swords always told the truth, though. They told me that their wielders were just a bunch of frauds who relied on their divine weapons for everything. I've hunted down hundreds of swords like this so far, and every single one of them has been melted down. Yes, but only for those who cross the line. Melting their swords is my way of protecting those weapons. But just looking at a sword is not enough. Grandpa always says, words and expressions can be deceiving, but in a fight to the death, a sword's movements never lie. The war dance is just around the corner. You'll be participating, right?
Miss Yoon Lee, for talented sword masters like you, the war dance is a perfect opportunity to show off your skills and make a name for yourself. But for people like her who have already made significant contributions to the Xianzhou, they maybe don't need to prove themselves on the war dance stage. It has been a while, Miss Nameless.
And you are?
Thank you for your introduction, Miss Nameless. I'm Shi Kuei, and I work in the Palace of Astrum as the secretary for the Helmmaster. I apologize for interrupting your conversation. I happened to hear you discussing the war dance. And since this person is an old acquaintance, I thought I'd come and say hello. Yes, with the war dance approaching, many guests from afar are pouring in. Mr. Pavo here is one of them. He's from the distant planet Kalevala. Mr. Pavo's planet recently joined the Pan-Cosmic Trade System. He brought his delegation here this time, not only for business, but also to return something that belongs to the Xianzhou.
Miss Shikue, the word gift is perhaps more fitting than return. While it did once belong to the Xianzhou, we faced many tribulations to be able to deliver it here, so it should be considered a gift.
I apologize for my poor choice of words. Mr. Pavo's delegation brought a legendary Xianzhou sword that had been lost for centuries. General Huayan plans to personally thank them at the Palace of Astrum and present the sword as a prize to the champion of the war dance. Mr. Pavo and I were actually on our way there. Since you two were talking so enthusiastically about the war dance, maybe you'd be interested in joining us at the Palace of Astrum?
Nice to meet you both. The journey to the Xianzhou Lafu wasn't an easy one, but once the formalities at the Palace of Astrum are finished, I'll find a quiet spot on this street and plant a seedling, and then my mission will be complete. The Sword of Heroes will finally be returned to its rightful owners. I couldn't be happier. Oh, you're interested in my home planet? That's great. Your Excellency is welcome to visit us at any time. Even though the trade route just opened, it still might take around 200 system hours to get there from Pier Point. But our planet is really great. Sure, it's a bit cold and the food is a bit repetitive and our houses aren't as fancy as those on Pier Point, but that doesn't matter. We've discovered massive supernium deposits, and we're on the path to prosperity. Oh, you mean the Mieka Kivesa? It's an incredible sword. That weapon helped the legendary heroes of my homeland slay demons, and is highly revered. It also has the power to choose monarchs. All the ancient kings of Kalevala received a sign from the sword, showing they were worthy to rule the land. According to tradition, each monarch would plunge the sword into a stone, and only a hero recognized by the sword could pull it out and ascend to the throne next. Well, those are just legends from the past. No one today has witnessed it firsthand. Well, times have changed, and now that we have a council in place, the idea of a sword crowning a king has become a joke. Besides, it wasn't a native of Kalevala who last pulled out the sword and recognized its connection to the Xianzhou ship. It was a visitor from afar. While the sword holds great historical significance for Kalevala, it doesn't truly belong to our world. The old-timers on council had a heated debate about whether to return the sword. They eventually unanimously agreed to let the Mieka Kivesa return to where it truly belongs. That's the best possible outcome. Wonderful. It's an honor to have so many people witness the sword's homecoming.
Let's head to the Palace of Astrum together. Hmm? But I am. It's the prize for the war dance, after all. I might not know all the stories and legends, but I know a legendary sword when I see one. Grandpa always asks me to go look at swords with him, but he hasn't said anything about this one. It's really weird. But now that we're invited, let's go and check it out.
Say, this is a pretty good spot to set up a Sparksicon.
There you are. Come on, let's go to the ceremony together.
Please allow me to offer a sincere compliment, my fair lady. Your beauty is as pure as a snow-white iris. Well, if it isn't my dear friend! Glad to meet you again.
Who is this weirdo? Who is this knight?
I am Argenti, a member of the Knights of Beauty. I was invited as a part of the Kalevala delegation to escort the legendary Mieka Kivesa back to the Xianzhou. May I have the honor of knowing your name?
My name is Yun Li.
What a beautiful name! I wonder if you have ever heard the holy name of the pure and flawless Goddess Adrilla.
Oh, you're here, Yun Li. Didn't expect you to be so well informed. Well, now that you're here, don't forget your manners.
Manners. Come on. You won't find another granddaughter as polite and well-behaved as me.
Well, just remember this is a... Sorry for keeping you waiting, Mr. Pavo. Now, let the sword gifting...
Before the ceremony officially commences, I want to express my gratitude to the Knight Argenti. Thank you for enlightening us about the sword's origin and for escorting it here safely so that we may complete this ceremony. On behalf of the Kalevalan delegation, I, Pavel Kalistaya, am here to return the legendary Mieka Kivesa to the Xianzhou Alliance, its rightful homeland.
I'm truly grateful for Kalevala's noble act of returning the sword and for the Knight of Beauty's chivalry. Now, as we gather here on the Xianzhou Luofu, I officially welcome the sword back to its homeland. Mieka Kivesa. It's a fitting name for a sword with such a legendary past. I still remember the name engraved on this sword the day it was forged. Gu Yin. It was forged by Han Guang, a craftsman from the Zhu Ming's Flame Wheel Forge.
Wait, Hangguang?
Although its blade is worn and cracked, its essence remains as resilient as the Xianzhou Cloud Knights. All it needs is some repairs and polishing by the skilled craftsmen of the Artisanship Commission to regain its former glory. I've decided to entrust this sword, Gu Yin, to the Luofu Artisanship Commission for restoration. Furthermore, it will serve as the prize for the champion of the Luofu War Dance. This sword will be wielded against abominations to protect our homeland and live up to the mission of the Kalevalan delegation that returned it from so far away.
Thank you, General. It is an honor for Kalevala.
Now, esteemed knight and delegation members, please head to the Artisanship Commission, where...
No! This sword was forged by Hangguang.
Yun Li! These esteemed guests have brought back your father's work. Where are your manners?
Oh, I didn't realize this sword was actually forged by your father. Returning it to its rightful owner is,
Grandpa, give me that cursed sword right now! I'll melt away the remnants of that man's curse once and for all!
Don't be rude, Yun Li. apologize to our esteemed guests from afar.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for making a scene. But I have to melt down this cursed sword. I won't let it fall into anyone else's hands.
Yunli, please, go for now. This is exactly why I didn't want Yunli to know about this. I didn't want to create trouble, but trouble found its way here anyway. Perhaps it really is divine intervention. Could you, please, keep an eye on Yunli for me? That is a tall order, but I'm counting on you. I apologize for the unfortunate interruption. Let us move on with the ceremony.
Unless I'm mistaken, Yunli should be around here somewhere.
Look at today's gift count. So much enthusiasm.
Did Grandpa send you to look for me? I bet he did. Really? Thank you. Just so you know, I'm here just waiting for the perfect moment to snatch that sword. And once I have it, I'll melt it down before anyone can react. Don't even think about stopping me. No one can stop me. You do have some skill. But now is not a good time to try to stop me. Have you heard of cursed swords? That sword is one. You've clearly heard a lot of folk tales. But that's not the kind of cursed sword I'm talking about. A cursed sword lets anyone, even a complete novice, wield it with insane skill. Just by holding the hilt Even the weakest rookie can brandish it with incredible speed and strength. I'm not joking around. And I'm not making up some crazy story. While a cursed sword grants instant abilities to its wielder, it comes at a cost. It's like continuously adding fuel to the forge. With each swing, the sword drains the wielder's blood and essence. Day by day, the fuel will run out, leaving nothing but an empty husk. Soon enough, it will no longer be a person wielding a sword, but a mindless, killing machine, consumed by bloodlust and murderous thoughts. I wonder if you've ever heard of a creature called a heliobus. It loves to feed on human emotions and memories, and excels at manipulating its host. There was a lunatic swordsmith who infused metal blades with heliobi, as he was obsessed with turning weapons into living things. And this is how cursed swords were made. I know, I shouldn't have caused a scene at the sword gifting ceremony. But I've thought this through. If I don't make a fuss now, that cursed sword will cause a whole lot more trouble. So it's better if it's me causing the trouble. By the way, aren't they supposed to be taking the sword to the Artisanship Commission for repairs? Why haven't they come out yet? Any ideas? Looks like they're not going to show up here. I'll just head straight to the Artisanship Commission. It doesn't matter why Grandpa chose that sword. I won't let it fall into anyone else's hands. I'll track down every single sword he forged and melt them down one after another. Just like I've been doing all these years. I have to go now.
Is she planning to sneak into the Artisanship Commission and steal that sword? Maybe I should keep an eye on her. The Artisanship Commission is so big. Where could she be?
Just a while ago, a girl came up to me, all fierce and demanding directions. She said she's a member of the Artisanship Commission. Do you know her?
No idea who she is. If she really works here, how can she not know her way around?
Oh, I see. That explains it then.
Explains what? It explains nothing at all.
She said something like, I'm a member of the Artisanship Commission. Where do you keep your precious stuff? I got scared and pointed her toward Master Gongshu's warehouse, where he stores his arumatons.
Wait, why did you give her directions? What if she's planning to steal something?
Where else? Like I said, she was headed straight for the warehouse, where all the valuable arumatons are.
Yeah, that place is filled with Master Gongshu's precious arumatons. I bet they'll give her a hard time.
Good quality, good price. Hassle-free chartering. High-end barge. The best choice for galactic commerce.
What are you doing here? Look, if I get into trouble, it's my problem. I don't want to drag you into it. Fine. Let's smash these metal cans first. Then we can talk.
Can you find the answer?
Mountains move, rocket flies!
Your time to shine. Feeling spiffy? Treat our guests nicely until we meet again.
That was the last of them. Thank you for helping me out. This place is heavily guarded, but there's nothing but arumatons. Where is the arsenal? Seems like not even those craftsmen know where the arsenal is. At this rate, we won't find anything. And Grandpa might take me away before I can do anything. You're not really here to help me. You're here to stop me, right? You have a kind soul. But if you want to stop me, you'll have to prove yourself. You probably think I'm being impulsive and unreasonable, right? I'm not always like this. It's all because of that cursed sword. Look. I owe you an explanation. But this isn't the best place to talk. We need to find somewhere else. Let me be clear, though. I'm still pretty riled up. This is just a temporary break. I already told you about Guyan. I rarely mention his name to anyone for some reason. Honestly, I don't remember much about him. All I know is that the Flame Wheel Forge, I didn't catch all the details. But I do remember seeing him forge those amazing swords. While the swords crafted by the Flame Wheel Forge are fake. But then, he became obsessed with becoming a famed swordsmith. However, just like Grandpa said, the palace was overrun with visitors from afar. Some left empty-handed. Others got swords that didn't fulfill their desires. And some even resorted to stealing. And in the midst of all, it was so sudden and unexpected. I was frozen in place, unable to move. It was only when my mother pushed me away from the deadly swing of the cursed sword. I don't remember much after that, except for the pounding of my heart and the sound of my own gasps of breath. My tears wouldn't stop, and I couldn't see anything. If General Huayan hadn't arrived in time, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you now. After that, General Huayan took me in and treated me like his own granddaughter. To me, he is 100 times better than my sinful father. He taught me forging, and Han Guang paid for his sins, but his troubled legacy must not go unchecked. According to the records, he forged a total of 1,382 Heliobus cursed swords. When I joined the Flame Wheel Forge for training, I made a vow to hunt down all those cursed swords. So far, I found 312 of them. Like all the other cursed swords, I'll separate it from the Heliobus. Then, I'll melt it down and make it part of the Blade of Forged Remnants. I've said my piece now. Even though it'll be tough for Grandpa. So, you're saying, even though Grandpa knew it was a cursed sword, he still chose it to be a... No. No matter how I think about it, something is definitely off. Grandpa didn't... Besides, after our argument today, you want me to go back and talk to him? Somehow, after talking to you, well, I'll have an honest conversation with Grandpa tomorrow. And yeah, I shouldn't have done that in a public... Anyway, thank you.
I should go back to the Palace of Astrum and tell General Huayan what happened at the Artisanship Commission.
My whole planet made its fortune. My granddaughter didn't cause any trouble, did she? Sorry for all this trouble. Yun Li told you quite a bit. Now it's time for this old man to tell my... Han Guang was my beloved disciple. A rare, however, talent can sometimes be a curse. He had an unusual fervor for forging, and he dreamed of forging a sword with self-awareness that surpassed that of humans. He believed it would make warriors, according to him, while weapons of mass destruction like Zhu-Ming flames and alchemical arrows can destroy many enemies. True victory lies with soldiers who fearlessly fight, ready to lay their lives on the line. Usually, Xianzhou swordsmiths infuse a basic level of awareness into... By infusing Heliobi into swords, he managed to forge weapons that could grant their wielders strength and valor, and even make decisions for them. However, after countless battles, all the anger, fear, and bloodlust are soaked up by the Heliobi within the swords. The soldiers wielding them not only gain strength, but they also, no matter how noble Hongguan's intentions were later, Outworlders got wind of what he was doing and encouraged him to keep forging. And you know what happened next. That massacre took her parents' lives, and the lives of many craftsmen in the Flame Wheel Forge. Yun Li managed. Hu Yin is indeed one of the cursed swords forged by Han Guang. Very few swordsmiths could use Heliobi as forging material, and Han Guang was one of them. His attempt came at a terrible cost. Yes, I don't want her to spend her whole life trapped under her father, despite her vow to hunt down and wipe out all cursed swords, and to reclaim those swords. She has to duel the blood. I took her in to give her a chance at a normal childhood. Even if she manages to melt down all the cursed swords one day, I thought this sword could be an opportunity. I also wanted to find a chance to tell her about the history and origin. I've instructed the Artisanship Commission to keep the sword safe. Since my granddaughter mentioned talking to me tomorrow, I'll be waiting for her. By the way, you watched over her.
Time to go back and find that class-skipping March 7th.
All right, everyone is here. It's time for questioning.
Yun Li, I'm sure you understand why the official...
Yeah? But I didn't steal this.
Now is not the time to use your reputation like that. If we don't recover the sword, we will be breaking our promise to the Lawfu and betraying the delegation. We're
Yes. It's my duty to thoroughly investigate the case.
After everything.
In this case of Gu Yun's theft, everyone involved seems suspicious to some extent. Miss Yun Li is the main suspect. First, during the sword gifting ceremony, Yun Li openly expressed her intention to steal the sword. She even mentioned it multiple times. After the ceremony, she broke into the Artisanship Commission and destroyed arumatons and... The Realm Keeping Commission inspected the arsenal where Gu Yun was stored, and there were no...
If March 7th were here, she'd probably jinx it and accidentally reveal who the thief was.
The box containing Gu Yun was opened and the sword went missing, but none of the...
Yeah, I don't think it was stolen on a whim.
Exactly. The suspect had a clear motive and took only Gu Yun. So, besides the ceremony participants... In that case, why would they return it to the Xianzhou in the... That makes sense. Argenti? Oh, you might not know, but he's the one who recognized the sword's so... he wouldn't have gone through all that. Master Gongshu checked the work records and... So? Did you steal it? Then stop joking around.
I can prove that she came to me after leaving the Artisanship Commission, so she couldn't have stolen the sword.
To put it simply, not everyone who's seen the sword has been to the Artisanship Commission, and not everyone who might want the sword has seen it. So...
I didn't steal.
Well, when you've eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable... If you want to prove me wrong...
Let me gather my thoughts. I need to help Yun Li clear her name. Did we miss any clues? So, the thief took the sword from the case without picking... Why is this flower petal inside the case?
Yes, I received your message yesterday, but when I went back this morning... However, as the master artisan of the... Wait, no. I just remembered.
Who could have thought that the Mieka Kivesa would be stolen? And regardless, we've accomplished our mission. That's enough, young lady. Let me get something straight. On Kalevala, this sword has always been high. The first master of the Mieka Kivesa slew countless demons and then passed it down to a line of the monarchs would heed the guidance of the hero's spirit. What is, Helio? The point is that the Mieka Kivesa did...
If you've found any clues, feel free. All right. Come back.
Yoon Lee says she didn't steal the sword, and I am willing, but I know well that Yoon Lee can be impulsive. You were with Yoon Lee yesterday, young lady? No, she was still mad at me, so she didn't come by. If she had come with you, she wouldn't be a suspect right now. After the ceremony, Argenti carried the sword case, and together with the delegation, they were escorted by the Cloud Knights to the Artisanship Commission. The artisan there confirmed that the sword was safely stored. I'm counting on you, then.
I don't want to make things difficult for official Dahao. Let's do this his way. And prove my... If I can find that cursed sword, I can prove my innocence right away. Well, don't blame me if I find it first. And there's something else bothering me. Why would the thief take the sword, but leave the case behind? Did they melt down the sword like I... Yeah, maybe. But if the case was too much trouble...
If you've found any clues.
Thank you. But...
100% sure. Throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission, and that was Miss Yoon Lee.
On second thought, maybe let me think about it again.
Take your time. My reasoning is, throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission, and that was...
Your statement isn't quite accurate. Argenti, the delegation members, and even me, we were all at the
True. But they all left after delivering the sword. And we looked into it as well. Before Gu-Yun was handed...
Why would I dare leave through the main entrance after smashing the Arumatons?
Throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission. And that was Miss Yoon Lee.
On second thought, maybe let me think.
Take your time. Throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission. And that was Miss Yoon Lee.
On second thought,
take your time. Throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission. And that was Miss...
On second thought, maybe...
Take your time. My reasoning, throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission. And that was...
On second thought...
Take your time. Throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into...
On second thought...
Take your time. Throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission. Miss Yoon Lee caused a ruck after bidding farewell to you. Yoon Lee pretended to leave, but snuck into the arsenal alone and stole Gu-Yun.
On second thought, maybe let me think about it.
Take your time. After bidding farewell to you, Yoon Lee pretended to leave, but snuck into the arsenal alone and stole Gu-Yun. Wait, you messaged Master Gongshu? I had no idea. Well, that's some solid proof right there. However, it only proves the sword wasn't stolen.
I did...
After bidding farewell to you, Yoon Lee pretended to leave, but snuck into the arsenal alone and stole Guyun.
On second thought,
Take your time. After bidding farewell, we haven't found any other suspects or evidence.
on second thought, maybe let me think about